Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. We are so glad you've joined us today. As I mentioned previously, this is my sister Carolyn. She just recently sailed on Royal Caribbean on the Symphony of the Seas, and she has graciously consented to share a little bit of her experience with us. And so first of all, she sailed round trip out of Miami, and it was October 30th through November 6th, just of 2021. And so we're going to go ahead and start off and let her just tell us a little bit about they flew in the night before and about their embarkation and getting to the ship and everything.
Okay, thank you, Allison. Yes, so we flew in the night before, only because we flew from Salt Lake and we didn't want to take a flight that had layovers. So we flew in the night before, a direct flight, and we stayed on South Beach. Now, we stayed on South Beach because we hadn't stayed there before, and we thought it would be fun, and it was. So the first night, we stayed at the Sagamore Hotel, and when you walk in the front, and if you walk out the back, you're right there on the beach. So it was beautiful. It's an older hotel. It comes from the 30s and 40s, but it's very well kept up. It had great service, and right there on the beach, absolutely beautiful. Then the next morning, we got up, we walked around, saw a little bit of South Beach, and ate at a lovely Cuban restaurant there called Bell Cuban. We can talk about that a little bit later too. And then we took an Uber ride to the port.
That sounds lovely. So was embarkation really smooth, or was it a long drawn out process, long lines?
There were long lines. We got there towards the end of the time, and the reason that we were towards the end of the time they were boarding the ship is this was just kind of a snap decision for us. We decided to take the trip a week before the cruise, and so that was the time available to us. By the time we got there, there were long lines. They took our bags immediately. They came to our room immediately within 10 minutes of getting on the ship. However, we stayed in line for between getting in line, getting checked in, about an hour.
Oh, that's a long time. So they could work on that a little bit. So now with all of the COVID protocols, you had to get your COVID test 2 days before embarkation. And you had to wear a mask in certain areas on the ship?
Yes. So every adult had to be vaccinated, no exceptions. And children who were old enough to be vaccinated had to be vaccinated. Then we had to come to the port with a proof, it could be on your phone or on a piece of paper, that you had a negative COVID test within 48 hours of embarkation. Then children who weren't old enough to get immunized or who had a negative test that 2 hours before were also screened at the port. Okay. So very thorough. And once you arrive for embarkation, you have to start wearing a mask even when you're in line to get on the ship. You wear a mask throughout your embarkation except when you slip it off to take your photo when you're getting on the ship, and then until you get to your room.
Okay, and then throughout the cruise you had to wear it indoors?
So throughout the cruise, you had to wear your mask in all the public areas except the ones that were outside. So on Symphony of the Seas, they have an area of the ship called Central Park, which is designed after Central Park in New York City. And that is technically outside, so when you're relaxing there, you don't have to wear a mask. Also, when you're on the back of the ship, which is the boardwalk, which is the area that has the aqua theater and the merry-go-round, you don't have to wear a mask there. And then, of course, when you're in the pools, you don't have to wear a mask.
Oh, that's really nice. And then, so you went to the Virgin Islands, and they also require people to be vaccinated. So that was maybe part of why it was so strict, do you think?
Absolutely, and they were a little bit different. So when we were in St. Thomas, you had to wear a mask when you walked into any shop. And they were pretty strict on that. The shop owner would tell you to put on your mask, but you didn't have to wear a mask when you're outside in St. Thomas. In St. Martin, you didn't have to wear a mask. We wore a mask until we got off the ship, and then we didn't wear a mask the rest of the time.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, and then so can you go over some of the big differences that you've noticed cruising before COVID and now that we're in the restart?
Yes. Well, first of all, with Embarkation, noticed a difference. It went much quicker before, but now they checked our status 3 times to confirm that yes, we had negative COVID tests, 3 separate areas getting on the ship. So in case someone missed it, someone else caught it. Also, they take your picture at that point, even if you've submitted another picture ahead of time. If they don't think it's enough, then they take another picture. That takes time. So I think the thoroughness of them checking all of your credentials really is what took so much time.
Oh, do you?
But I felt secure in that, and I actually appreciated it.
And then how often did they come and clean your cabin?
Yes, they were so into cleanliness on Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas. Our cabin was spotless when we got there. Our steward was there immediately in the hall. He gave us his card. He gave us a number that we could call or text them on the ship at any time if we needed anything. He was there in the mornings when we left. He was there at late afternoon and also into the evening. So to clean the ship. So our room was cleaned 2 to 3 times a day. It could have been cleaned 3 times a day every day if we weren't sleeping in on the cruise. But yeah, so very, very into cleanliness. And then also when you're in the common areas, if you sit down at like Sorrento's, which is the free pizza area, they have little cards on the table that say whether or not it is available. It'll either say fresh and clean, ready for you, or if someone's touched it or eaten there, they flip it over, and then it says not ready yet, we'll wait for cleaning. And they have literally folks walking around with cleaning supplies to quickly clean the tables for turnover.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it sounds like they're really on top of it.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's great. So tell me a little bit about the food on the ship, about your best meal that you mentioned to me and your other eating experiences.
Okay, we'll start at the top. Our last night we ate in Central Park. In Central Park they have some stores and they also have some restaurants. And we ate at 150 Park Place. And that may have been the best meal of my life, truly. But I had whatever the waiter suggested. I figured they know best, so I had the braised short ribs as my appetizer. She said they cook them for 6 to 7 hours, very tasty. Then as my main meal, what did I have? It's hard to remember my main meal because the dessert just like obscures everything. For my main meal, my husband and I shared beef tenderloins for 2, and we like things well done, which I know normally they frown on doing beef tenderloin well done. It was perfect.
Was it really?
Tasted like butter. It was so moist and so just absolutely perfectly cooked. And then you have to get the fried cheesecake. Oh my heavens, melt in your mouth.
Really?
It transports you. It's lovely.
Is it really
so
good?
So I think if we had eaten there the first night, we may have eaten there every night, but it was very good. And totally worth the upcharge for it. Was $29.99 upcharge over what you'd normally pay per person. And I don't know where you can get that good of food even in New York City. So it was wonderful.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you try any of the other specialty dining places, or?
We did try some of the other specialty dining places, 2 others. The one we went to the first night was Hooked, which is on the top of the ship. I believe it's on the 14th deck and towards the back of the ship. And it was nice atmosphere, wonderful waiter, very good service, very clean. However, I got the lobster and it wasn't cooked as well as I thought. I can cook lobster better. So I was a little disappointed, although nice ambiance and so forth. Then we also ate at Izumi. Now they have regular Izumi, which is for sushi, and then they have Izumi Hibachi. We ate at the Izumi Hibachi, and lots of fun. They cook the food in front of you. Very entertaining. That's a 2 thumbs up. Strong recommendation. You and your family will love that.
That's a really good one.
Yes.
Thank you. And then did you have a chance to eat at the buffet while you were on the ship, or can you comment on that food and how that went?
Yes, the buffet is a little bit different now. So instead of the buffet being available breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's only available now for breakfast and lunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and at the buffet, you don't go up and serve yourself. You don't touch any spoon or handle. Even the condiments, they have a steward there. You tell them what you want, and they dispense those for you.
Oh, okay.
So you tell the person standing in front of the dish that you'd like, what you'd like, and then they dish it for you.
Okay.
Also there, same thing. Folks walking around with buckets to quickly clean off anything. Everyone's wearing a mask if they're not chewing or drinking. So I felt very safe, and it was spotless. They also have now built into the ship actually hand washing basins with soap and disposable towels before you even wash it. And there is a lady there after you scan your card. There's a lady there checking to make sure everyone washes their hands.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. So if you're not going to eat, since I haven't cruised on Royal Caribbean yet, if you're not going to eat at a specialty restaurant for dinner and the buffet's closed, do they just have the main dining rooms open for everyone then?
Correct.
That's
yes.
how it works. Okay.
They still have a main dining room open for breakfast, and we didn't ever do that. We always just went to the Windjammer because the food was so good there, and then we didn't have to commit to a certain time.
That's nice.
They do ask you to make reservations, but you can walk in at any time there.
Oh, that's good.
Is very nice. And then yes, and so then in the evenings you can either do scheduled times to have dinner, or you can do the anytime dining option. We did the anytime dining option, but because we loved our waiter and waiter's assistant so much, we requested them every night, and they were nice to sit us at the same table. So
that's wonderful. It's really extra special when you find someone that takes extra good care.
It is. And with Royal Caribbean, the service was the best service I've ever had.
Was it really?
You couldn't turn around without someone asking you if they could help you or, serve you. Excellent service. And then throughout the meal, just very attentive. Our steward remembered that every night we wanted a bottle of Pellegrino. It's just really nice. And when we went to 150 Park Place, the lady, our server there, had looked back and seen that we ordered Pellegrino every night. And so when she came to our table, she said, "And you'd like a bottle of Pellegrino." I've never seen that before. It made you feel special.
Goodness.
So they have excellent service, best ever.
They've just taken that to another level.
They have.
Yes. That's wonderful. So now on this cruise, did you happen to go to any of the shows or entertainment? Did they have any port lectures? Just anything like that?
They didn't have any port lectures.
That's okay.
At all.
Okay.
We went to a few of the shows. They have an ice skating show. We went and saw the rink because they do have an open skating if you'd like to make an appointment for that. Kind of fun. We went and saw that, but we didn't go to the ice show. We signed up for it, and then we got pulled into some other fun activity. We didn't go. They had Hairspray as the play on, but we didn't go see that. Others said it was good, but it wasn't really our genre, so we didn't go see that. And then the shows that we did go see is they had some comedians. They have both comedians for adults, and we really appreciated the family comedians.
Oh, that's really nice.
So when you go to the family comedian, you know that there's not going to be any swearing or anything scary or off color. But they have the adults who are immunized sit on the lower level, and children sit on the upper level with their parents. So they don't. So just in case, they're extra secure about that. They also space you. It was a third capacity, and so people were spaced out.
Oh, that's really nice. So, well, good.
Yeah, and I would recommend the family comedian show. It's harmless and fun.
It's really cute.
And then we also went to the Aqua Show, which is incredible. They have a big pool on the back of the ship called the Aqua Theater, and they have divers and music and aerials, and it's Vegas level entertainment on Royal Caribbean.
Just amazing. That's wonderful. Yeah. Thank you. So you would definitely sail with Royal Caribbean again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think everyone should sail on Symphony of the Seas.
Okay.
That is a fabulous ship. Just on the ship, they have the best service ever. We had so much fun in the ports. I just can't say enough about it.
That's a strong recommendation. And she is one to take our recommendations from, so I trust her completely. And so thank you so very much, Carolyn. Thank you for doing that with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. I'll talk to you soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.